Close your eyes. Doesn't matter if you're in a busy spot or a quiet spot. Close your eyes and use your other senses to reach into the world around you. What does it sound like? What do you smell? Can you feel the seat below you, the wind on your face, the keyboard at your hands? What tastes are lingering, pleasantly or otherwise, on your taste buds? Take it in. Experience the world around you without sight. Stay in this darkness for a while longer. Think about all the people, places, activities that are important to you. Your favorite faces smiling at you, or shouting in frustration and anger. A breathtaking landscape that opens all around. Riding a bike, playing an instrument, reading a book. So much pleasure and meaning in these simple or complex experiences. Keep your eyes closed. Now imagine those experiences without sight. Who would be your favorite person? Where would you like to go? What would you like to do? Or how would you even learn to do it? This is tough. Who is pretty? What is fun? How much of what is important to us depends on what it looks like? Stay with that thought for a moment as I narrate my own musings. How much do I depend on sight? Well, sight teaches me things every day. I can just sit and watch the world around me, trying to learn patterns and routines in new places, how to perform a tricky athletic maneuver, understanding what is normal and what is strange, and often being happy just being present, not doing anything. Sight helps me communicate. Those nonverbal cues are often more important than the verbal ones. Reading facial expressions is incredibly important in any relationship. A smile in victory or closed eyes in pleasure, or the look that means, well, you know what it means. Sight allows me to travel. I can create a map in my head, read signs, avoid obstacles, and just wander. More than any other sense, sight is my window into the world. On the other hand, I could argue that the lack of sight permits me to be the truest form of myself. I have no other input to pollute how I think about beauty, how I express my joy or frustration, how I perform a certain act. My creativity has full reign. It is pure emotion, or complete lack of emotion, I suppose. I can experiment. If I'm good and not self conscious, I can just be me and not worry about appearance. I could be so free. Unfortunately, I can't be that romantic because then I imagine getting up from where I'm listening to this and trying to arrive where I work or where I sleep. I imagine preparing my food. I imagine trying to date that first kiss. I would be terrified and lonely. I couldn't escape into a good movie. It would be much more difficult to disappear into a good book. I would have to trust so much and at the same time try not to lose myself and my dependence on others. I've been thinking about all this while I, myself, have had my eyes closed. But I'm not sitting in front of a computer. I'm listening to the music coming from the other side of the room. We are in the Ogar, in the adolescence room. The wood floor is smooth and cold beneath me as I lean against the cupboards hanging loosely on their hinges that hold the boys' clothes and personal belongings. In my darkness, I can feel the open space in the room around me, and the distant noises filter in from the baby nursery next door and the constant activity from the kitchen and classroom downstairs. But what has captured my attention is the boy across from me, seated hunched over the bottom bunk with a guitar in his lap, picking in the Spanish classical guitar style that I love. I can't help it. I crack my eyes open to peer through my eyelashes and see his clouded, unseeing eyes open and searching up and around, feeling the music in the air around us. Sometimes he smiles to himself. Sometimes his face scrunches up in concentration as he struggles through a particularly difficult part. He is 17 years old, has been blind his whole life, and is currently learning classical guitar. He just started school this past year at an institute for the blind, where the subtleties of Braille, using public transportation, computer interfaces, and history, are being explained in a community of peers that I hope help him feel not so alone. A week ago, this institute held a talent show in which the students performed their favorite songs. To be able to participate in this event was one of the most humbling experiences of my life. I wasn't playing, just listening, but watching them pound away at the drums while relying completely on muscle memory, strum the guitar, belt out the lyrics of culturally important songs, or the best of Celine Dion, and the raw emotion with which they performed these acts made me smile so big and feel so astounded at the amount of talent and passion and courage that was present in the room. It was a privilege to be there. And so I'll finish this post with a video from that night. You can listen to it with your eyes closed first, imagining what you would be doing as you sang. How would you move your hands? What would your face look like? How would you insert your emotions? Do you think you could hit those drums? Do you think you could find those frets? Do you think you could be free enough to be yourself in front of an audience that you couldn't see, but which watched your every move? After that, you can watch the video with your eyes open if your curiosity gets the best of you. It's beautiful.